Hey guys, it's Dom. Welcome back to my channel. It's time for another portfolio overview. We are gonna look at my portfolio, how we did in November, and also all the dividends I received in November. Compare them to last year. Compared to November 24, we are looking good. So let's jump into the portfolio and look at my dividends.
Money, money, money in my pocket. Money, money, I know how to count it. Money, money, money in my...
In November 25, I received a total of 6 dividends. First one came from a new addition to my portfolio, the Big Tech Option Income ETF issued by Han ETF, ticker YMAP, and they paid me 14.43 euros. If we're looking at their performance year to date, they're down 1%, and over the last year it's the same because they've only been around since March this year, so not a full year yet. But for a pure income play, that's fine for me if they stay flat like that, because as I said, I mainly buy this for the income. If you're not familiar with this ETF, these are the top 10 holdings: Palantir, Coinbase, Oracle, Broadcom, AMD, Nvidia, Microsoft, Taiwan Semiconductors, Netflix, and Google. So not a bad constellation. Looking at my holdings, I hold almost 28 shares of this one. I'm down 3.5% at the moment. And in total so far I received 43 euros from this ETF. Next payment came from my JEPG ETF, one of my JP Morgan funds that pays monthly, just like the Big Tech Option Income ETF we looked at before. JEPG paid me 12.10 euros, bringing my total to 26.53 euros. Looking at the performance over the last year, it's looking a little bit worse, down 11%. Year to date, almost 9% down. And over the last month, they are slightly in the green. My holding is not too bad, down 3%. With my 138 shares I hold at the moment, I received 147 euros in dividends so far. Of course, my other JP Morgan fund paid me, my JEPQ. This is my biggest holding in the portfolio, and I received 18.57 euros from them, bringing my November total to 45.10 euros. Looking at this fund over the last year, they are down almost 7%. Year to date, pretty much the same. And their monthly performance over 1% in the green, not too bad. I'm only 1% down with this one. I hold 173 shares at the moment, and I received 223 euros so far from them. Then I received a dividend from MasterCard, one of my favorite companies. They have a low yield, of course, but great dividend growth, so this will grow in the future. Also because I'm buying this one weekly. They paid me 1.48 euros, which brings my total to 46.58 euros. Looking at MasterCard's performance over the last year, they have been beaten down 7%, and year to date over 8%, 8.5%, but I'm expecting them to run better after Christmas. This is always a great time for credit card companies. The last month also red. Let's look at my holding. I'm in the plus with MasterCard still, almost 5%. I hold almost 4 shares now, and so far I received 11.7 euros in dividends from this company. Another great company that has been beaten down this year is Procter & Gamble. They paid me a dividend of 2.15 euros, which brings my total to 48.73 euros. Looking at the performance, it's looking really not good. 26% in the red. That's a rough year for Procter & Gamble. Year to date, basically the same. Over the last month alone, down 6%. That's crazy. Looking at my holding, I'm also down 8%, but this company will recover, of course. They sell pretty much all the essentials people need, from toilet paper to toothpaste and such things. So they will always be around. I own 3.2 shares and so far received 31 euros in dividends from Procter & Gamble. We started with this ETF and we also closed with this ETF because the Big Tech Option Income ETF paid me 2 times this month. I think because the October payment slipped into November. So that's why I got a second one here, which was 16.74 euros, which brings my November 25 total dividend income to 65.47 euros. Diving a little deeper into my dividends, you can see my total dividends received so far in this portfolio is 1,217 euros. We started very slow. Where's my first dividend? Here. The first dividend in November 2022. So exactly 3 years ago, we received 15 cents in total. And then we started really flat, but the curve is getting steeper and steeper. And that's what I like. If we compare year over year, here you can see the totals every year. So 3 years ago, it was 15 cents. 1 year later, almost 100 euro accumulated until November. Last year we had 360 euros total for the year, and this year we are sitting at over 600 euros total dividends for the year, with 1 month left, December, hoping to reach the 800 mark, the 800 euro mark. That would be great, but I love how the scissors are becoming wider and wider each year. Great progress you can see here. Let's compare the monthly incomes. Here you can see a big jump in November. Last year we received 22 euros, so we basically tripled the dividends in November. So I love to see that. And basically every month you can see year over year the towers are getting higher, except for October was pretty flat. But other than that, in December, I already received some dividends. We already are higher than last year, but there are more to come. And you will see that, of course, in the next portfolio update, of course. Overall, great progress with the dividends, and that's what I'm focusing on, of course. Also here you can see, compared to last year, my dividend increased by 64% already, with a few more to come. So yeah, great increases year over year. I'm happy with that. Let's finish with an overall portfolio overview. Sitting at 29,600 euros, of that being 700 in cash. So we have a bit more buying power on the side, and I'm hoping to reach 30k by end of the year. Looking at the performance, we're up 21%. We pretty much recovered from the tariff low March, April here, came back up. Love to see it. And if you wanna see my holdings, there they are, like the JEPQ, my biggest holding, as I said already. Google had a great run, so they're second position now. Then my other ETFs and a few single stocks I like. My top movers, of course, Google, Microsoft, Kroger, pretty good. Then already my S&P 500, Amazon, Coca-Cola. And my biggest losers, UPS, still a big disappointment. I don't know if they will ever recover. Luckily, a small position. Louis Vuitton was also down a lot. They are catching up. Procter & Gamble, and then my income ETFs. But I don't worry about their performance too much, as long as there is no NAV erosion happening. But so far, it's looking good. But let's say that's it for this time. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know down in the comments, what dividends did you receive? What's your goal with investing? Leave a like, so consider subscribing if you wanna follow my journey to 100k invested. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.